Isaiah 53:10, talking about the Lord loves us. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him.
That's the spirit, brother, again.
He hath put him to grief, and when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand.
Read that again, bro.
Isaiah 53:10, yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him, he hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand.
Break it up.
Yeah, so this was talking of Yahawashi, as you were getting into, like when a woman will beat her child, she's doing it out of her own frustration. It's not according to this will better you or this will help you. But this is saying the Lord, when he punished Yahawashi first and then punishes us, it pleases him because he can see the end, man. Like when you have a parent and a child, the child won't understand why the parent says don't do this because they can't see it. But the parent sees the imminent danger. So the parent will slap your hand, no, don't touch the fire because you're gonna get burnt. And the kid will say, no, but why? I wanna explore, I wanna see. But the parent knows you're gonna get burnt. So by them chastising you, although it's not a nice feeling and it brings grief to you or to us, it's actually pleasing to the Lord, man. And it says at the end,
because we're learning something. We're learning something from it. That's why it pleases him. You know what I'm saying?
And it says
that we're understanding the flip side of the spectrum.
He shall see his seed and he shall prolong his days. So this is the benefit at the end, man. It's not like you're being punished and then, you know, you're still in a crap position. It says he shall prolong his days and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. So at the end of the punishment, you're going to prosper.
You see? That Job caught hell, man. He witnessed all his children that are dead, right? All his possessions was taken from him by the heathens, I believe it was the Canaanites. His whole house was destroyed. And then he got plagued with a skin ailment right on top of it. And his own woman turned against him. And I think his own friends as well. So he was like going back and forth with his friends. But with all that, he did not curse the Most High, man. He actually cursed out his woman. But she was saying curse the Most High. He said, don't say that. Alright? And then what happened? The Most High blessed him, man, because he endured that chastening, man.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Got a quick one. 22, Proverbs 22, 6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah, see?
One more. Same chapter 15 says, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it out far from him.
Right, because you have to understand, man, the Most High wants us to be judges. And a judge can't be a fool. Especially ruling an eternal kingdom. We have to be wise, man. We got to know both sides. They said, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction will drive it out of it. Right? So we were fools at one point as a nation. But by that discipline, the Most High disciplined us as a nation to understand suffering, to understand what it means to be humble. You know what I'm saying?
Patience.
Patience to make us
that
understand.
video you done on patience, man. Patience. I'm learning that.
That's why the scripture says
not easy though.
What is it? Patience possession your soul.
Sometimes I feel like the Most High is actually testing me, man. You know when things get worse in society, and then you're thinking, yeah, this is it, it's the end. And then things kind of bounce back and come back to normal again. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like the Most High is teaching me patience. You know, and I feel like I said, yeah, man, the Most High wants me to be patient, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to sit upon a throne, you got to know patience, man. You got to know patience. You got a lot of kings, man, that were very reckless in ordering their troops. And their troops got wiped out, man. Because they didn't want to be patient and wait for the right opportunity to make a move against the enemy.
Right.
But they were reckless. They wanted results. They wanted glory. They wanted all this. They said, go and send in the army. A day later, a reporter comes back saying, the troops all been died, man, all been destroyed, man. So you have to be responsible as a king, because you're ruling over all these thousands, most likely millions of people.
Yeah.
So you have to be very patient.
Yeah.
You got to be very prudent to rule, man. You can't be reckless with your judgment, man. So the Most High, right now, this is a training program right now. The Most High is training us to be future judges of all existence, man.
And that's why.
So that's a great, you could say like a burden on our shoulders. That's like a great responsibility, man. So therefore, we need time out, man. We need to flee the shadow of this world, because this world is all about folly. You know what I'm saying? So we need time out. Like me, I had time out, man. I had time out. I had to, my life, man. I could talk about my life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my life hasn't developed. 10 years ago, I haven't moved, man, from 10 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still living at my parents' house, man. Mom's house. I haven't moved because I separated myself from the world. I kind of took my focus off the world and I started focusing on this, man. To the point where I've kind of abandoned my life in the world, man. So I haven't moved. I haven't progressed at all. I died 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been dead a while. You know what I'm saying? So I've taken time out from the world. And brothers, we all had to take time out from the world. A lot of brothers haven't progressed. We haven't reached those ambitions that we would have achieved if we were still in the world. Why? Because we saw something that was greater, man.
Right, so brother,
We
that
saw
means
the kingdom.
That means we're dead in the caskets of this world, brother.
Exactly, that's what I mean when I died, man.
Right.
I dropped dead a long time ago, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I'm still alive, but I'm talking about on a spiritual level. I departed, man, from the world. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's
That's right.
right.
Yeah, I got a precept. It says,
Go talk, though. Go ahead.
Proverbs 20, verse 30, it says, the blueness of a wound cleanseth away evil. The soul do stripes inward parts of the belly. Because he was going into discipline.
Right. You know, so the Lord, because that goes hand in hand with the scripture that I read where the Lord just showed us hard things. He beat us so bad that we started questioning ourselves, man. We started to be like, oh man, I mean, why is it always us, like? Even niggas in the world.
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, it's always us. We're always getting the bad end of the stick. Even Jakes in the world, look at, why is it always us getting it, man? You know what I'm saying? You know? Like, what did we do? You know what I'm saying? And that's where we come in and say, you did do something. You sinned against your God, man. Your Father in heaven. And that's why all these bad vibes is on you as a people. Now, you got to explain that to Jake, but, you know, Jake isn't spiritual.
I've got one.
He's going in darkness.
Psalms 19, 1. Then I'm going to jump down to it's like 13. Psalms of David. Yeah? Psalms of David. It says, in 13 says, keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins, let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from great transgressions.
Right.
King David.
Break it down.
Because King David was a warrior, innit? A mighty man of valor. Was it Nabal? He was going to kill him, Nabal,
Nabal,
and he got in the end he got the wife, Abigail, but more occasions where he could have been he was blood guilty. That's why he couldn't build up the temple. But because he was a mighty man, he had to ask the Most High to keep back his hands from being presumptuous, from shedding blood. So we may feel like that sometimes. You got these people today now in this marching. Some of them are going into with a mentality to do damage. Certain people are going into the marching, and that's what can happen when the world is consumed. When you're consumed with the world, we might have been into that if we weren't in the truth too, because it's very overpowering when you see injustices. So that's why David, and that's why
Balance.
I've always remembered to, and even when the bar told me when I started to do my videos, he said I should read that scripture in the next one. It says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer."
Right, yeah, because when you've been given power, man, sometimes you gotta hold back and ask the Most High to like allow us to be aware of how far we're taking it, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta balance it out. You know what I'm saying? If you have power, with great power comes great responsibility. So you don't want to overly abuse that power and just fucking be, it's crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta ask the Most High, listen, man, humble me, man, so I don't wind up going overboard with my shit, man.
That's patience again, patience.
Exactly, patience.
Yeah.
Bring out a scripture for that, yeah? Ecclesiastes 7:9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for the anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Man, because you could be overly angry, man. And like I said, disorder them troops, but do something reckless, kill somebody and then later on regret it. Later on regret that, man.
Because you've been hasty.
Exactly.
Not
So
being
sometimes when you're angry, you gotta think, even in your emotional state, man. You gotta come back to that logic, man. That reasoning, man. Because if you let them emotions take over, you're gonna wind up like how women wind up, man.
Messed up.
All messed up. You know what I'm saying? With all these regrets of all the things that they've done. They do things based off of feelings, man. But you as a man, you're gonna learn from that and say, I'm a man, my operation is different from it. I'm gonna revert back to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So even when I am angry, you gotta think about, if you do react, what would that lead to? Who will that affect? Because you have action, every action has a reaction, man.
You got to think about what you're doing and what that can lead to, the consequences.
Exactly.
Because it may feel right doing it,
Yeah.
but it's the wrong thing to do. So if it's the wrong thing to do, then you better believe eventually in due time, the wrong that you've done is going to come around, man. Like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, it says judgment is like a ring and it goes around.
Right. Yeah,
So you have to be very mindful
exactly,
of what you put out there and how you talk about people and things of that nature. That's how you have to be.
Because it could come back and get you.
Yeah.
It's like a ring, innit? It could come right back round and hit you in the backside, man.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Where it
energy you
hurts.
put out there, it will come back and kick you square in the arse, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. Hey, you gotta control the angle, man, because at times, man, I felt to beat the shit out of people, man. Especially on my job. When you're on a job, because Esau has his own rules, man. He doesn't go by the laws and commandments, man. He doesn't bring justice. So you be on a job and a woman could be fucking doing shit to you, knowing she can get away with it, man. And as a man, you're like, you want to fucking beat her ass, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's doing shit knowing to push your buttons deliberately, because she knows she can get away with it, because she knows that if you react,
Yeah.
the police will come down,
her
you
aid.
arrested, or you could lose your job. They know that. So you feel at this point you wanna wreck house, man. But then you gotta hold back and say, if I do that, if I do go off of that angle, what will happen? Police will come down, criminal record, and in this bitch, she might get a black eye, but she's gonna be smiling at the end.
Yeah.
Because she knows I got more done to me
Yeah.
than what done to her. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we gotta hold back and be patient and suffer this shit for the kingdom.
Right.
Because you know you're gonna get your revenge back on that bitch. You know
That's
what
right,
I'm saying?
that's right.
Or the Lord may have it to where she get run over by a car.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know.
You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
Or she get fired or something. Sometimes shit can work. A Mosai can work. Because at times, man, I've been on work with a demon at work, and the Mosai makes it where the Mosai gets her fired, or she leaves the workplace, man. She resigns. Then I'm like, thank you. The Mosai put the spirit on her to leave. Sometimes the Mosai help you out, man.
Yeah.
Big
And
time,
remove
big
that demon
time.
from you.
Big time, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the Mosai can help you out. That Mosai done that to me a few times still. I'm
That's
not gonna
good.
lie.
That's beautiful, brother.
But but like I said, it's all about patience and not. The scripture says, what is it? It says, vengeance is mine.
Yeah.
Just want to say
Something
that
like
spirit
that.
again.
Man, pay Romans, isn't it? Romans.
Yeah, this is talking about that anger, controlling yourself. This is Numbers 20, and I'll start from. Let me start from 4. It's a couple of verses. And why have you? This is Israel speaking. And why have you brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? And wherefore have you made us to come up out of Egypt to bring us unto this evil place? Is it not? Is it? So it's like it is no place of seed or of figs or of vines or pomegranates. Neither is there any water to drink. So they were complaining. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces at the glory of the Lord, and paid unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod and gather the people assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak it unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So shalt thou give the congregation their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded, and Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, and said, Because ye believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I had given them. Because they were complaining to Moses, and Moses was getting angry, man. They, every day they're complaining. You brought us out of Egypt, this, that. There's no water, there's no figs, there's no seed. So Moses got angry, man. And when they consulted the Lord said, Speak to the rock. But instead of, which would give the Most High glory, but instead of speaking to the rock in his anger, he hit the rock twice, man. And that's talking about anger, and the Lord is not a respecter of persons. That's why Moses didn't enter the promised land.
Just off of that,
the Lord said, Go into the Mount Horeb, and when you look over Mount Horeb, you'll see Canaan, but you won't enter it.
Oh, because of anger, because of anger.
Just because of that one
just because
incident.
of that. You see that?
Anger.
You see?
You have to be careful.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And as you said, that's
Faithful servant. Yep.
And he was exactly. So he did all that faithful shit. I mean, he did all of that.
Yeah.
And just for that one act,
Yeah.
the Lord forgot all of that.
Right.
Can you imagine? That's the sign to all you brothers, man.
Yep.
Yep.
You could do all of this work, man,
Yep.
and one little thing
Be a castaway.
cast away, man.
And he was meek.
It's like that.
He was a meek man. He was known. He had a reputation for being a very meek man. One of the meekest of that time.
the Lord said he was the most meek man in all Israel.
In all Israel, man. And if you look, he led his whole life pretty much in the Lord, pretty much. I mean, for a while he was raised up by the Egyptians, innit? Because he was taken into Pharaoh's house. I believe it was what Pharaoh was it? I believe it was one of the. I think it was Topmost, or Amos or Topmost. The first, I believe it was, because you had different pharaohs ruling over Egypt during our captivity. Okay, it wasn't just one pharaoh, but he did many acts, man. You talk about the 10 plagues. He was the one that brought the physical laws. He was up there 40 days and 40 nights, received all their visions. You know what I'm saying?
Face to face.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And yet, just for that one little thing, the Most High said, you can see the land, but you're not going to enter into it. Just for that, man. So the Lord is not a respecter of persons, man. Don't think it's because you got bad experience that the Most High is never going to, throw you away. The Most High can throw you away just like that, man.
Because we're basically disposables. Straight like that,
You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's all about patience. You know what I'm saying? And having patience is a virtue. That's part of one of the characteristics that we need to rule the world to come, man. You know what I'm saying? Because in the world to come, we'll have all the patience in the world, man.
Right.
We'll be able to live forever.
Yeah.
Patience means long suffering.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right now we gotta suffer this patience, but in the world you have forever. But that's part of the disciplining process. that the Lord is putting us through. Okay, that's part of the process. Many brothers gonna piece it. This is Proverbs 20 and 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait upon the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, and he shall save thee. See, read that again. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait upon the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, and he shall save thee. And that's, you know, when you read that scripture, I think that reminds me of the NFAC. It reminds me of them, because I'm still getting backlash from them, even though I'm not even making videos. They're still talking shit against me. They're saying, oh, so what are we supposed to do? Just wait around till they wipe us out? You know, sit down and then, you know, I'm thinking in my head, it says, what they say? Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait upon the Lord Yahawashi, and he shall save thee. Exactly. So what I'm trying to say, the message I'm trying to tell them is that don't go out there looking to start a fight with Esau. Because the Most High has given him the sword, man. He did not give him the sword in vain. It's his time to rule. So if you try to fight against him, you're not going to take him down now. The Most High will take him down when he's ready. Yeah? Wait on me until I rise up to the prey.
Yeah. Zephaniah.
Read it.
Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right, so the Lord is even telling you what he wants to do. Why he's telling you to wait? Because it's something that the Lord wants to do.
Right.
He's doing something right now. If you see what's going on in the Middle East, the Lord is starting war, man. He's putting his angels, the spirits, to stir up trouble in the Middle Eastern regions, man. Okay?
Chariots, yeah.
Why? Because the Lord wants things done decently and in order. He doesn't want you to go and look for Esau now. That will happen once we get power, once the Most High gives us the power. But you with your little guns, and you NFAC guys, you're not even prepared like Esau's prepared, man. Esau's been preparing, man. You know? And a lot of you guys in NFAC, you was in the military. Like this guy, Grandmaster Jay, apparently he was actually in the military. But Esau trained him up to know what he knows. You know what I'm saying? So how are you gonna defeat Satan with his own tactics?
Can I just
How
say?
are you gonna do? Are you gonna? That's that. You know them Christians say that Satan went to war with God. There was warring. That's stupid. Why would Satan do that? That's suicide.
No servant
God gave Satan his power, and then Satan's gonna use that same power against God. How's that gonna work?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
That don't make no fucking sense. That's suicide. That's dumb. So Grandmaster Jay, you've been trained up using the tactics that Esau taught you,
Right.
and you're gonna try and use those same tactics against him and think you're gonna win. You're not gonna win.
Yeah. Because he
You're
was
in
given
your
the sword.
enemy's land.
Yeah.
The scripture said you're in your enemy's land. How are you gonna beat him on his own grounds?
Yeah.
And he's more trained for war than you are.
Yeah.
He's the sword of the Lord.
Right.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, NFAC clowns, and you don't understand me because you guys just see me as a boy, as a young guy. You don't think that what I'm saying, there's power behind what I'm saying. You just look at us like we're this little, because them Americans, they look at us as being weak. They look at black people over here as being weak because they say they've been through slavery. So they look at black people over here as being weaker. They feel we don't know nothing. That's how American black people look at blacks over here. They look at us as being weaker. So they've been disrespecting me and shit. I'm like, you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you guys. The enemy is more prepared than you are. You guys have been killing yourselves for how many decades? Right. And all of a sudden you think, out of nowhere, you have the power to beat them. Using their own weapons against them.
So
Guns and ammunition, you got that from Esau.
So the what, if you don't mind, right? So while they were killing each other, Esau's been preparing him.
Esau's been preparing, man.
Getting down.
He's been ready. He's been waiting for the opportunity to kill you guys. Because Esau is afraid. When you rule, when you have America is theirs, right?
Yeah.
That's it's theirs. So naturally, they're gonna be on the lookout
more
for
so.
anybody who's gonna try to threaten what's theirs.
Got more to lose.
Exactly. They've got a lot to lose. So they're not gonna be ready to just give that up. You know what I'm saying? But you niggas, you Jakes, man, that's out there, you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So your mentality is, that's why you burn down your own neighborhoods and shit. Because those neighborhoods are not really yours. Those stores are not yours. So you burn them down because you didn't make those companies and shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't make any of that. But Esau, this is the whole of America. That's Esau's laboring, pretty much. So he's got more at stake.
Right.
And he fears the rebellion of the slaves.
Right.
At the same time,
That's what he fears the revolt of the slaves, man. You know what I'm saying? He's got them guns. That's why Esau's kind of, when he seems kind of crazy, he's kind of crazy. Like Karen's kind of crazy. Karen,
That kind of is crazy.
Karen. If you see Karen, man, Karen knows that her mentality is, this is hers.
Yeah.
What are you doing on my land?
Doing better than me.
Exactly. That's how she thinks. So these devils naturally feel threatened, man, by us. So naturally they would gear up. They would train their children for war. For any possible eventualities of going toe to toe with the slaves.
Right.
Which is us, keep it real, we're the slaves.
Planet of the Apes, isn't it?
Huh?
Planet of the Apes.
Planet.
Uprising of the planet. They're mocking us, saying that we're apes, but really, there's a message in that movie, those movies.
You have to get, what's the recent nation Rise of the Nation?
That's a map.
24.
Yeah, because hey, that's true what you just said. Because the thing with Esau has way more to lose than we do. See, the thing with Jake ain't never really had anything for years, right? So these Edomites here, being that they've been on the top for as long as we can remember and they can remember, right? And this is why I was in Revelation 2:12 that they shall come down having great wrath because what they have for a short time. A short time of what? A short time of their possessions. A short time of living in their heaven. So when they see themselves losing all of that, what do you think's gonna happen? They gonna go ape shit.
Because they don't want, because they know that karma, payback is a bitch.
And it's coming back,
They know that the things that they've done, that there's a spirit is in the back of it. The Most High's kind of telling them in the back of their mind that you go drink the cup. The same cup that you made us, you gonna drink that, and Esau doesn't want to drink that cup, man. He doesn't want to experience the things that he put us through. He doesn't want to be, he doesn't want his children to be hanging from the same trees that he made our sons hang from. You know what I'm saying? So Esau's got that fear of judgment. Esau knows about judgment.
Oh yeah.
Esau loves bringing judgment.
Fugitive, innit?
Esau loves, if you do something against him, he'll phone the police on you quick time and bring you to court. And he'll go to the 10th power, man, to make sure you pay up for what you did. Esau loves doing that, taking off the court. You know what I'm saying? He prides himself on the law of the land and, you know, all these, you know, pious things, you know? But the second you tell him about what he's done and he's got to pay, now he wants to walk down the road because deep down inside he knows it's true.
Because they do it to us. So being that they do it to us, they know it's true. You know what I'm saying? So what it is with Esau, they like to dish it out. When it comes to them having to deal with the dishing out to us, they got to get reactive all of a sudden. And that's why they saying, oh man, you know, the American government is this and that and the third. They weren't saying that 40 years ago.
They weren't saying that.
Because 40 years ago they were being taken care of by that same corrupt system that had us on lockdown. So now because they're getting the experience as to what we're dealing with, all of a sudden you see all these crackers making videos about exposing the government. Because they know, like you said, in the back of their head, they know that the end is nigh. And that's why they've been getting prepared preparing their children to go against the so-called Negro. And just to put it bluntly, like you said, the slaves. Okay, bro. Come on. You know, so the thing with Esau, yeah, I know why. I understand. Yeah, so what it is with Esau, they fear losing everything that they have, man. That's what it is. They fear losing all of this. Because think about it, if you have all of this, and then you have the status, and that's another thing with these devils. They love being on that higher status. You see, so when they lose all of that, again, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna buck out. You see? Somebody get me what is it, Job chapter 20. And I believe it's verse 23.
Yes, brother.
They shall swallow down riches.
This is Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath
What about
upon him.
25?
It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword.
Get the verse where it says
Saturday as well, isn't it?
they shall swallow down riches. It's in Job 20.
Job 20 and 15. Yeah, he hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Yeah.
The Most High shall cast him out of his belly.
Yeah, so again, the Lord is going to have Esau lose everything that they've stolen because they've stolen. The reason why they're sitting high and pretty right now and they're in their little suburbs and that, it's really because they stole. And what did they steal? The source that they stole was us. They stole us from West Africa, right? And you had certain jakes that were stolen from here to go to the Americas as well, to do their work. So when you look at these Edomites now, that's why they can walk around and have this supremistic mentality because of what was done in the past and do because of what they stole. But all of that is going to be taken back. They're going to lose all of that. And this is why in the back of their minds, like the brother was saying, like the elder was saying, they know judgment is coming to haunt them. That's what they know. And they're shutting themselves. And this is why you have so many Karens and Darrens losing their freaking minds. Because they're paranoid now. There's a mentality of being paranoid that's in the air. And they're seeing the awakening of us at the same time. And some of them watch the videos.
Yeah.
They know that they're going to be our slaves. They know this, right? I would say probably like a good reasonable amount of them. I'll say 40% of them. Right? So they're going berserk right now, man. Oh yeah, brother, you can't get me James the 5th chapter. James 5 and 1. Even by us being out here, you see a bunch of so-called black men, as they like to call us, wearing robes and stuff like that. Like, what the hell is this? So that's putting more, that's adding more to the sign of the idea that they're going down. When they see us on the street, having Bibles in our hands and quoting.
This is the book of James 5:1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah.
Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
Right, and the rich is talking about like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gates, the Oppenheimers, and the Bushes, and all of these families, man. Because all of these families are super rich.
Oh yeah.
So this is talking about them. But guess what? When the ancient Egyptians fell, was it just the king of Egypt that fell? And his children? No, it was the whole nation, from top to bottom of that nation that fell out of power, that got destroyed. So the same thing is going to happen in this society. You have the upper class cracking, you have the middle class cracking, and you have the poor cracking. They're all going down together because they're under one system that supported them. You see, and they benefited of this one system.